Hello and welcome. We're Tabletop Anthologies, and this is Star Trek Adventures, and it's been 55 days since we've been here. And welcome back to everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to our players for hanging out and coming back after a long hiatus and some theater or holodecks episodes, if you will. We're picking up on the prize season finale here, episode 2. We'll go back down to the planet here in a minute. So with us, as always, is Captain Maricadi by Tabletop Tony.
Pleasure to be here, Admiral.
And also Hades playing our science officer, Commander Kullat.
Salutations.
Salutations. Lieutenant Commander Zemtak Thrall by none other than Turg himself.
Yes, that would be me.
Dashingly handsome. Our blue friend, Lieutenant Commander Kaval, played by Forloth.
Hey, so Tabletop Anthologies, where's the emphasis? Which syllable?
Top.
Is it? It's not on
top.
Anthologies?
No.
Tabletop
Tabletop
Anthologies.
Anthologies. Welcome, sir. And the leader of this away mission, played by Severian, our doctor, Chief Medical Officer, Lieutenant Andal Grax.
Good evening.
He even waxed his mustache for us.
Wow.
Always.
See? Well, we can either start on the bridge where we left off, or we can go down to the planet and start there, whatever direction you gentlemen would like to go.
Well, last we left off on the bridge, we were calling for reinforcements, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me mute the stream now. I tested the audio. Everything sounds great, by the way. But I can't talk twice. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's good. Keep going with it. Roll with it.
So, on the bridge, while we're waiting on the reinforcements, how long were they in route for?
15 to 20.
15 to 20. Okay. Then just quickly now, Commander Kullat, maintain sensors maximum. We want to make sure we're monitoring these Orion reinforcements that are coming underway to see if they have any spikes in speed, and we want to make sure that these Orion vessels in orbit don't send any transmissions or any additional transporter like reinforcements or supplies down. Like basically monitor the supply lines of this vessel in orbit to make sure that we're not going to be exposing our away team to any unexpected reinforcements.
Shall I also get you a coffee, sir?
You know what? That's Vox roll. Just kidding. But other than that, unless anybody wants to speak up forever, now hold your peace.
Admiral, do we have a scheduled time that we're going down to the planet to meet the team to explore the bunker?
The Commander Tavek, the archaeologist team leader, had said that they had planned to do it first light, as they had expected the plasma storm to come a little bit after that. They wanted to go when they could see everything.
Okay. And how much time do we have before first light?
Before first light, so you're still at actually the afternoon. So we haven't gone into the evening too much yet.
So it's going to take the evening until like really early in the morning, basically. Like
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah, you guys landed around the afternoon, late afternoon. So
Okay.
everything was still being discussed.
So we have a lot of time we could really fill if we wanted to do anything extra as far as on the bridge or on the ground beforehand for prep work.
Yes.
Okay. So speak now or forever hold your peace, gentlemen.
Do we have any sort of environmental suits that might protect us from the ion storm, just in case we get exposed?
There are there's planetary suits that you can wear generally for planets that don't have atmosphere, ships that don't have any oxygen, anything like that. I don't know how well that would actually protect from a plasma storm. Commander Tavek did say that they have some holographic equipment laid out throughout the forest, obviously to assist in keeping the local pedrins away. But also, that equipment comes with some small amount of shielding due to the plasma storms, because he did say that those are a frequent thing, so they kind of are planning ahead for that.
Well, I can't think of anything else that we need to do other than just kind of, wait around in the ship and work on our own projects until it's time to go.
Okay. Real quick
Perhaps
then. Sorry, go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I
Please.
was going to take us to the two characters that had ventured off to start. So Morox and Filer, since they went on rounds with Lieutenant and Ensign to do some checks. I was going to jump to them real quick, unless you guys have some more stuff you want to do. So whatever you like.
I was just gonna say, take some needed rest around. That's Morox's voice. Sorry. Take some needed rest around the ship, gentlemen. We have plenty of time until first light before we start monitoring. Just making sure our sensors are hooked up with the ship. We'll be alerted to any activity, so please get some rest. And then we can go to Morox.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else on the bridge before we dip out?
Can I roll to see if there are any secret naked pictures of Klingons at Tactile's desk?
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and...
Absolutely.
You know what? Give me a control and command difficulty of 3.
Okay. All right. Difficulty of 3. All right. Damn.
Well, it's something special about his password. You just can't get in.
I want to show you.
What? Like Thrall, that's hardly appropriate. But
All right.
what do you got?
Well, you guys ready for the surface?
Oh, yeah.
I guess so.
All right.
Buckle up.
So we're on the surface. We'll start with Filer and Ensign Kinson. I have all of your guys' icons on the map. So if you guys want to follow along, we are starting
There's the
down
2.
there.
We're still on the
so-
bridge.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, we're still on the bridge right
Activate.
now.
Activate. So Filer was being played by Turg,
Right.
and so we'll start there. So once everybody makes it over.
Yeah, still loading swamp.
Okay. So. You guys still
99%.
okay. Caval, you too?
Yeah, but I can hear the crickets. The
hear-
anticipation
I can
is
hear them.
killing me. This is going to be
Seriously.
fabulous.
It's good. Good.
So peaceful. I can hear the thunderstorm rolling in.
Yeah, the plasma storm's not too far off in the distance. I bet it's got a good light show. I don't know.
Nothing like a good summer plasma storm.
Got some roasted some Andorian hot dogs on the grill. I don't know what kind of meat it's made of though. So there's Turd.
Andorians.
Oh, there we go. I'm loaded.
Hey! Damn Vulcans.
And Ensign Kenson.
Blue hot
Ensign
dogs.
Kenson. Yep. Blue.
That's just wrong, man. That's just wrong.
Ensign Kenson.
It's actually antenna meat.
Hey, tell me this. Okay, so what was
Best
that?
piece of
Discovery.
antenna.
Okay, I'm in. Hey, Discovery. The Andorian. Yeah, the Andorian who had lost his antennae. He'd been tortured, and they'd cut him off or something.
Yeah.
Don't they grow back? Everything I've heard before, the antennae grow back.
I think
Even
they
in
do.
the RPG, they grow back. So why the hell didn't his grow back?
That I
Right?
don't know.
Okay, sorry, slight digression.
No,
So
so big.
Reddit says it was cut too low, thus preventing regrowth.
Oh.
It's cut too close
that what it is?
to the ground. That's what Reddit says. That's a fan theory.
I was gonna say maybe it's cauterized. Or
Yeah, I was gonna say I just read one that says it's cauterized, so that might be what it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But if they grow back,
See that
it's
too.
a perfect source for hot dog meat.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Probably almost
Shut up,
delicate like veal.
What the fuck? Oh, I'm offended for you, Porla.
Don't even need to shape them. Just put them right
Just
there on the bottom.
All right. So here we are. Filer, you're taking a walk
I
with
think you won't pay.
Ensign
How come I'm
Kinson.
surrounded by
Yes.
bad guys?
Those are good guys.
Those are
Those
all
are
good
team.
guys. Yeah, you.
Oh.
I have your thing on here so you guys can kind of keep an eye on the others, just so you can see and be a part of everything.
Hey, how come I'm surrounded by good guys? Am I like telling a story or something?
They're actually about to harvest your antenna meat.
Doggone it! I know
Or
it.
the cookout.
Yes. So Ensign Kinson, she's the engineer, and she's asked Filer to come along with her to check some of the holographic camouflage emitters that kind of help continue hide the outpost that is there. And as she's walking along, she says to Filer, she says, Petty Officer Filer, so we just got to check a couple of these holographic camouflage emitters and the equipment shielding to go with it. It's not too far out east here. There's a river that we can get to, and it's right next to that.
Would she really say sorry? Would she really say petty officer every time? Wouldn't she just say Mister? Isn't that the address, former address?
It might
Warrant
be.
officers.
Porla, are you there?
She,
Are you there? No.
she is an ensign, so some ensigns out there say ensign. So
Well, just like
Okay, all right.
just like some people say, what was it, lieutenant grade? Wait, no, junior
junior
grade.
grade, yes,
Lieutenant, junior grade.
junior grade, the full rank. Maybe it's a
Lance
respect thing.
Commander? Lance,
I feel like saying
Yes.
Mister is like the lesser of two weevils.
Weevils? What do
I feel
weevils
like-
have to do with it?
I feel like we're on that ship now.
Oh, we are. Oh, hold on, let me set sail.
You never saw Master and Commander?
Yeah, that's where I got the name from. Your ship.
I'm making fun of Forlath.
Oh,
No, I've
okay.
never seen it. Master Commander, is that with what's his name?
Russell Crowe.
Yes, Gladiator.
It's amazing.
But they just on the ship they call everyone Mister.
Yeah, because they're warrant
British.
officers.
Yeah,
I guess.
British sailors.
So nice try trying to make fun of me, but block.
Miss me with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
come
we're
on.
fixing shielding and stuff. That sounds fun.
Oh my god.
All right, stop screwing around.
Yeah, you forgot,
forgot
about
about
that,
his
didn't
voice.
you?
Yeah, his voice is this.
It's Carl Weezer. It's Filer.
So she's walking to the east, and she's like, I don't know. I don't care about anthropology or these outposts, but you got something need fixing. I'm your gal. She continues walking
Yeah,
east.
you can say that again.
Can you control Filer?
It's Whitey from 8 Crazy Nights.
There you go. There you go. So, Mr. Filer, do you like Zero G Ball? I like it. It's a lot of fun. Have you ever played?
Oh, it's my favorite. We used to play it back on my home planet. It was so fun.
So, Mr. Filer, I gotta ask a question. You know, you're on the ship.
Yeah.
Do you know those female Klingons, right? Have you ever met any?
Oh, yeah, they're really fun.
Have you heard of their mating rituals? I heard they're quite combative. Do you know anything about that?
Ma'am, excuse me. I don't think that's appropriate for the workplace.
Okay, Mr. Filer. So here we are.
I'm uncomfortable.
So here we are at one of the holographic camouflage emitters. Mr. Filer, we're gonna need to do some. Do some checks. If you could assist me with this.
Sure, I'll do a check, whatever that means.
Okay. So if you could help me do some diagnostic scanning on the system, I would appreciate it. I'm gonna go onto this side and do my scans.
Yes. I
So,
can do
sir,
that.
give me
Yeah.
a reason and engineering difficulty of 2. So everything seems to be in working order, Mr. Filer.
Yes, everything seems operational over here too.
Also, Mr. Filer, if you could give me a reason and security, please. Difficulty of 2.
Oh, whoopsie.
Okay. You don't notice anything. Okay, Mr. Filer, so this is the only one we have to check today. So are you ready to head back to the camp?
Ready, Freddy.
Okay, so we'll go back to camp.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna shift while they start making their way back to camp. We're gonna shift. Where's Morox and Targinch? There they are. So there's Lieutenant Targinch and Morox, and you both are also going to check the perimeter, but more of a security thing, not in terms of checking actual equipment and such. So again, you guys are in this extremely thick forest. It's filled with swampy area. I mean, everywhere you walk is wet. Your boots are going to be nasty. And just to remind you guys, this whole swamp area, the native locals, the Pedrons, they stay out of it. They believe it's an ancient city, basically a city of their gods. The ruins that they've discovered. They stay out of it because they don't want to disrespect their gods. And something special about the woods in this area, or in this swamp, the trees, they're made out of a wood that's unknown to the Federation. So when the wind blows through the trees, they tend to emit a loud, deep moan, almost kind of like ghosts. So if you didn't know that, it might spook you and scare you.
Can you give us a reenactment?
Woo! How's that?
That was fabulous.
Thank you. I knew it. Perfect. Okay, so
Wait. What's
yes.
the sound in the background right now?
The thunder, the
Crickets?
the crickets,
Screaming.
or the screaming.
Yes, the screaming.
Screaming. That's
Is that what it sounds like?
the trees. Yeah.
Wailing.
Yeah.
Wailing of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. So as he's starting to walk, he looks over to Ensign Morox and he says, in order to keep these Pedrons away from the dig site, we've set up a series of relays that duplicate this forest noise at random intervals. And the devices, they're hidden with a holographic field and shielded from these occasional plasma storms that are prone to hit the planet quite often and almost daily.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I can see why you would want something like that. Yeah.
Let's go, Morox. Keep up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm just admiring the sounds of the swamp.
And he kind of stops in his spot there, and he starts to look around, almost frantically.
What are we looking for?
He's not sure what's going on, and he says, "Did you hear that forest noise? Thinking something else is making those sounds."
I heard something. I think. Yeah, it's it's over there. It's coming from that direction.
He nods and give me a control and command difficulty 2.
Control and command. I rolled reason security, the same thing that he did.
That's good.
Oh, nice.
Nice. So the noises don't bother you since he told you that it's really coming from the forest and it's natural. Those really aren't getting to you. And he continues to walk away, and I don't know how I got picked for this mission, but I hate this place. I know one of these days we're going to encounter something in these swamps, and it's going to be the end of me.
Well, if you keep talking like that, you ever heard of manifesting your own reality?
You ever heard of
doing?
getting stronger, Morox, and using your command voice?
Yeah, listen, watch your tone with me, okay? I'm trying my best.
My tone. You insult me with your words.
Yeah, but you like that, don't you?
And he ignores you as you kind of come upon one of the other devices. And he whips out his tricorder and starts to scan. And he looks to you and he says, Ensign, perhaps you could be useful and pull out your tricorder.
Ensign?
And
Lieutenant Junior Grade to you.
Lieutenant Junior Grade, and scan for life forms. We want to make sure that nobody's getting through these wires or this area.
Okay. I'll look. What check? What do you want me to do?
Reason and security, please. Difficulty 2.
Yep. Thanks.
So you have a momentum, sir. What would you like to do with it? Bank it?
Yep. Already upped it. Already upticked it.
Okay, so he's kind of meandering to the south of you, but you, let me find out here. You detect on your what do you call it? Your tricorder, 2 Orions kind of not too far from you in the woods, and they're not. They're kind of northeast of you.
Sir, I'm getting 2 Orions, individuals, northeast. Not too far away. Looks like they're just in the swamp forest area.
And he turns around and he looks and he kind of brings up his tricorder as well, and he pats his side like there is to make sure his blaster's actually still there. We just ignore them, they'll go away.
Ignore them? What? Come on, you small-brained fool! We can't ignore them.
Well, they can be here.
But what are they doing out here? We saw the rest of them go the other direction, south. Why are they in the northeast?
I assume that they're doing the same thing that we are. Digging for artifacts and looking for things like that.
Well,
like I told you.
We should at least report it.
We can report it. Go ahead, Lieutenant Junior Grade.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. This is Lieutenant Junior Grade Marc on all Starfleet channels. I'm getting my tricorder. I'm getting a report of 2 Orions in the northeast of the swamp. We don't know what they're doing, but they seem to be isolated from the rest of the group. I just want to make everyone aware. Thank you.
And as the head of security for this, he's kind of holding back. He is moving away from one of the devices as he doesn't want to bring attention to it, especially since it helps provide them plasma shielding and holographic emitters. They can't see it because he does have a device that actually helps cloak it in a way. But he's standing behind the trees watching in the direction of the Orions.
Okay. What are we doing, sir? Are we just gonna watch these guys, or are we gonna what's the deal?
I'm just gonna watch them. What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna watch them too. I don't like the look. I don't like Orions. They scare me.
They're just out here scanning, it looks like. And currently, from your view, you do see them kind of walk through the brush, and it is swampy and opening. And they're holding a device that does look like what might resemble a tricorder to you guys. And they're just kind of wandering about, and they have not noticed you yet.
Okay.
Just kind of moving this direction.
Yep, I'm following my patriarch.
And as he gets to this, he kind of waves you on. Go ahead and give me a daring and security difficulty of 2, please.
Daring and security? Oh,
daring and security.
What are my values? Okay.
So as you're catching up to him, as he's making his way back to the outpost, you don't trip, but like most people sneaking in the middle of the woods or a swamp, they always seem to find a stick and step on it, and a loud crack can be heard as you do that. And the Orions stop and they look up and they're looking around. They are looking for you. They are holding still, but when that happened, Morox kind of looks, "You idiot, let's go." He kind of starts to shuffle some more down to the southeast towards the docking area of the outpost, or the little walkway that they had made. So we'll come back to, as they start to make their way back to the outpost, we'll come back to the outpost. The rest of the crew, we have Taria, Lieutenant Grax, and Lieutenant Commander Kaval. You guys were still inside the building, or inside the outpost. We can go there if you want. I don't know if you guys were making your way outside at the time, but we'll go to you guys on the inside here, and I'm preloading that up here now.
Okay.
And we'll go to that. All right. So you all had just kind of finished up at the desk.
Okay, wait. All right, there we go. I can see them all.
Okay.
So, what's the game plan? Do we know how to get into this bunker yet?
Commander Tavek looks and he says, "We have found what we believe is the entrance, and it is actually covered by some rubble that will need to be removed, and we will need your assistance in doing so. Given that it is above old ruins, it is likely very unstable, so we must be cautious when we do this. So it may take some time."
Well, were we going to start that soon, or is that what we were waiting for till tomorrow?
We were waiting for the morning so we could prep and do so at first light.
Well, let's get prepped then. Let's get this show ready to go on the road.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
Do you have space down here for us to stay?
We do. We have bunk beds set up, 2 pods to through the door to your south. It's your south, basically. There are 2 pods. We have room for your equipment should you bring it. There is one more spot on the shuttle pad for you guys to bring a shuttle down if you have more equipment you would like to bring.
Well, is there any equipment that we could provide from our ship that you would require?
Given that this has just been an initial survey, we don't have much equipment at all. In terms of moving any heavy rock or debris, it'll likely have to be by hand unless you have some equipment that may assist us.
Well, let's get started. I'm with Kullat. Kullat, what do you think? I'm ready to dig in.
I think I'm Taria down here.
Oh, sorry. Taria!
The other Andorian.
Never mind. I can't stand her.
The other blue meat.
Can't stand her.
The other blue meat.
The insolence in the last mission?
She's cute. She's got antennas. She's blue. Like what's that?
Lieutenant, or are you Lieutenant Commander with Cabal?
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Commander Cabal.
I think he's highest ranked down here right now.
Lieutenant Commander, do you have equipment back on the ship that we can help these fine folks with?
I'm sure we have some basic. Perhaps we could heat the stone to a higher temperature, or maybe we could attach gravity assists that we could lift the larger rocks. I'm sure if given enough time, I could form like a rudimentary lathe, and maybe we could fashion some homegrown local material tools to, well, you know what the saying goes. If you had a long enough lever, you could move the world. So our options are endless.
Which world are we trying to move?
Surely we must have given this some thought to bring let's go. Have we even seen it? Have we even taken a look?
At the site itself, no, you've just discussed it.
Why did we come down here in the middle of the night? Just out of curiosity.
Late afternoon. Just because that's when you arrived, so that's when you beamed down. You didn't know any of their agenda, any of what they had planned to do, or anything like that.
Well, then I direct my comments to the. And again, Doctor, this is your mission. I remember that quite clearly. But I look at the whoever the head scientist was and says, perhaps it would behoove us all to go and assess the site right now, unless you know of a reason why we should not.
Or forever hold your peace.
Yes, I think that would give you a better idea of what kind of equipment we can provide.
Okay,
That sounds very logical.
Well, I'm headed that way. Who's
Okay.
joining me?
I will go with you. Commander Tavek will.
Somebody gonna watch my 6? In case the
He-
Orions try to jump me?
He looks at the others in the room, and he says, "If the rest of you will stay here, myself and the away team will go look at these ruins and assess what we can get for Lieutenant Commander Kaval." And they all nod, and a couple of them, Ensign Everson and who's the other one? Ensign Edwards. They kind of grumble a little bit, and they shuffle off to the away from you guys. And the two Andorians, they nod, and they also make their way away.
Let's do it.
Away!
Yeah? Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm heading out as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll go back out to the swamp here. We'll activate that. Those screams. Back out in the crickets. And the wind and thunder arrived. So let me pull our other ones that aren't here off to the side a little bit. At this point, we get Filer and Kenson, and these two are right here. So, Morox and Lieutenant Targinch, you guys are kind of coming up from the swamp on the north end along the planks, and Filer and Kenson, they're coming up from the southeast area along this cliff edge towards everybody as they start to walk out.
Oh, I know Cliff.
And Commander Tavek stops and he looks at Ensign Kenson and he says, "Go ahead, Ensign, on back into the outpost. I am taking them to the rubble. Continue your duties." She says, "Yes, Commander." And she shuffles off into the outpost. Filer, would you like to join us?
Yeah.
Can you control him? Can you control the character? There you go. Okay. I just want to make sure, because I was moving it earlier. So, and as you guys make your way down, there's Ensign Targinch and Morox. I see you guys have taken your happy time coming outside.
Happy time.
Commander Tavek nods at him and says, "Continue your duties, Commander, Lieutenant." And she starts to grumble something, and he looks at Grax as he passes by, and he stops and he says, "Stop reading my mind." Turns and starts to walk away.
Ew.
What was I getting from him as far as like my his base level feelings?
He's a little hyped up from the encounter with the Orions, but in terms of his mood, attitude, thoughts, it's natural Tellarite, so it's standard for him to insult and throw insults at you and talk like that. So
Right.
That's why I said he likes it when I installed him, because it's like a respect thing. You know, I remember that from the last time.
Yes.
Saying, Orloff, you laughed at me.
And,
I'm calling you out right now.
What? When did I laugh at you? Never. I'm nothing but supportive.
he stopped and he
Okay.
says, hope you guys got brought extra boots. Your feet are about to get wet. And he steps down into the muck, and you hear like a big sloshing sound as he starts to walk. And I would like to apologize for Lieutenant Targinch. For those of you who have not been around Tellarites, their demeanors can be quite brash.
I like his forward attitude.
And Lieutenant Morox, you said you encountered some Orions out here.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Mhm.
Up in the northeast, but they were coming towards seemingly our shield generator areas. Kind of concerning.
If you could continue your scans and let us know if they come back or if they
Of
arrive,
course.
I would appreciate it. We're going to be heading northeast here into these ruins. As you can see, and you guys kind of start walking towards what look to be ancient ruins, buildings that have crumbled, and you see like a walkway beneath your feet as you approach. There is a slight damp, watery film that's left behind, but you can tell that the science outpost had made some measures to keep the water away from this area and almost move it so they can see what's below and possibly get to it without it affecting them digging later. But it is still a little damp and it's still wet. Being in the swamp, it's likely not to dry out much further. But you approach these, and you can see a lot of rubble up to the north, and there's quite sizable bricks, old maybe like sandstone style type bricks and rubble that have all piled up here. And he kind of brings you to this location, and he says, and this is where we have detected below what we believe is the bunker, and also a void that we believe could be an entrance to the below, the catacombs, or whatever may be underneath.
Well, I'm not much of a scientist, but I am an engineer. I'm going to take a look for, possible weak points. Obviously, I don't want to bring the supporting columns or whatever's, if that's a lintel stone down on our heads. So I'm being cautious in that respect. Just making a general engineering survey of the entryway.
Go ahead and give me a reason and engineering difficulty of 2. And are you just looking at it yourself, or are you using a tricorder?
Yeah, I'll use a tricorder.
All right, that'll be difficulty 1.
Just looking to see if there's anything I can use. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. Proper tools are key? What's this?
That is your focus. So it's basically, you describe it to me and on how it could fit in this situation, and I'll see if I allow it.
Well, that's the entire point of this survey, to see what tools are necessary to clear it safely. I mean, it doesn't get any plainer than that.
There you go. All right. So go ahead and use that as your focus then. Okay. So as you do your scans, you see that there are quite a bit that you can move by hand, but some will require these hollow lifts or assistance from some devices to move. And then also, structurally, you know that if you do start to move some of this, if you don't use something to help hold other rocks in place, those two will tumble down.
Well, we have supports. That's pretty standard stuff. When we're clearing out damage on a breach, a deck breach, for instance, we use those sort of tools all the time. But we can't really beam anything down, can we?
There's no reason you can't.
Oh, okay. No interference from the storm? Excellent. Okay.
Not
then,
yet. No, it's still in the distance.
Then I make a brief list. Mental calculations. And I contact the surprise.
Oh, that was a good sound. I like that. Hold on a second. There you go.
I give them the list. This is Lieutenant Commander Caval. I need the following engineering tools sent down, please, transported to these coordinates. At your earliest. Unless it's Ensign Moore. If it's Ensign Moore, then it's... I want that down here in 5 minutes, Ensign Moore.
Yes, sir, Commander, Lieutenant Commander. This is Ensign Moore. Yeah, I got you.
You got me?
Pretty sure this whole crew is lower decks, minus the P8s.
The critical crew is 100% new, next generation. Everyone else is lower decks.
Accurate.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, sir. Right away, sir. 7 minutes or less, or your money. Never mind.
It's not a pizza, Ensign Moore.
Lieutenant Grax, will you care to join us?
So I'm standing on some rocks nearby, and I just look at the mud around me. I'm no engineer. I'm a medical doctor, so I think I'm better suited over here. I'll watch the surrounding area in case of any surrounding threats.
That's my job.
Wait, I mean, shit.
Wait,
That's
I
good.
thought I was doing that. I'm scanning constantly. Wait, what? Am I just wasting time?
Yeah, check your Discord there, Tabletop.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh.
What's everybody else doing?
RPG's inbound.
Okay. You don't detect any other
Okay.
Orion life forms in the area.
Yes, boss.
Anybody else doing anything?
Directed scan, or is that like the whole area around us?
I'll have to ask her.
What?
When she's over, since she's over there on the left, I'll scan over on this side.
Okay. Reason and security. You're using your tricorder. Difficulty of 2.
Could I roll with daring, because I am large and in charge, looking around? You know, I'm like on security alert.
No, that won't fit because you're using the tricorder. If you're doing your eyes and ears and antenna, then I'd let you do that.
I'm using my antennae and my eyes and my ears. Tuning in, seeing if I get any.
Okay,
Good
so
vibrations.
it'll be a difficulty of 3, but you can use that.
1 second. Oh, it doesn't describe what forensic science is. I was going to try and use that as a focus. Starbase / Starships. No, that's systems. Okay. Haha.
What the hell was that sound?
That's a
How
new.
about you?
That's a new foundry.
Your guys just don't do that? I downloaded those dice a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
did
we
not
got
do that.
special dice here.
Yeah, dice so nice.
Momentum. What would you like to do with it? Actually, no
What time you said
momentum. It was difficulty of 3. So you're looking around and nothing seems off. I mean, there are local wildlife running around, scurrying around, but you're not feeling like that there's anything out of the a norm. You know, you're not seeing any unnatural movement or unnatural camouflage, anything like that. So, as far as you're concerned, that direction looks pretty clear.
No non-tree moans.
No non-tree moans, just the normal screams you hear.
Normal moans.
Normal moans.
No Klingon moans.
Anybody else would like to do anything?
Commander Tvek, what have you learned about the study of these ruins? Can you trace them back to any population existing here on this planet?
We haven't gotten too far. We just know they date back several thousand years. And since the idol as well has about the same carbon signature, we believe that they are related.
And are they native to this planet?
We don't know. We haven't got enough information to make that decision. When we scanned the idol, we noticed that nothing that was a part of it seemed to be any sort of resources that we have found so far on this planet.
Interesting. Well, if Cabal is all through here, then I think we can head back inside.
I haven't even gotten my tools yet.
We're getting rid of that. Did you want it beamed directly to this spot or to the outpost?
To this spot.
To this spot. Okay. Then
Okay.
With some tarps. to
with some
protect them
tarps.
From the
Ooh.
plasmas.
We'll go to the bridge then real quick. We'll shift to that. Since we're gonna have a few things to do there. Let me pause all the great wildlife sounds. And get
and the
you.
screams.
Yeah, the screams. Have they stopped? the in-game ones, Forloth, not the ones in your head.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh.
All right. So there we go. So you should just hear the music and the bridge. So back on the bridge, we will get to your. Actually, we'll get to engineering. Go. Once everybody makes the shift. And we'll just start with this scene, even though none of these characters are here. We're going to be in engineering. And, let's see. Let's do this. Okay. So he had asked Ensign Moore, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ensign Moore, what are you gathering, sir?
Does the communicator have a log I can pull up? I'm sorry, I'm so useless.
Ensign Moore was getting stoned in engineering while everyone was on the away mission.
God dang it.
So he's getting some items to help shore up the debris. So standard Starfleet braces, things like that. And then he was also looking for basically grav units, right?
Yes.
So grav units.
Very
Yeah.
clear in my requirements, Admiral. I feel I was very clear.
Hey, I mean that might be something you need to address with your ensign there, Lieutenant Commander.
Hey man, I'm trying my best, okay?
I did my best. So all right. So you're
Units and shovels, got it.
and shovel, in harsh language.
It's been over 40 minutes. Didn't he say he wanted it in 7?
He did.
What is he doing up there?
So, Ensign Moore, we're going to need about 3 rolls of engineering. So it's going to be reason and engineering, difficulty of 1. So we'll start with the first. And what are you beaming down first?
It's gonna be the first things. The excavator stuff.
What excavator stuff?
Like the stuff to clear debris. So like portable vacuums and debris vacuums and extra dimensional shovels.
and maybe some grab units.
Well, that's second.
Okay. All right, so some excavating equipment.
Yes.
Okay. So, let's see here. You beam down the first set of items, and you start to get some interference, and some of those items don't make it down. You're not sure what happened, probably due to user error.
All right, next is the grab units. I
Okay.
don't pay any attention to that. Just think grab units.
Okay, so give me the same roll, please. Okay. So the next set of equipment you send down as well. And last roll, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a momentum. What would you like to do with it?
I'd like to maybe pull the missing items out of whatever nether space I teleported them to, and try to put it back on track.
Okay.
Yeah, re-index the data to see if I can pull the items back to the right spot.
Okay. I'll allow that. That's fine. So you retriangulated where it went, something like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, the buffer's a real thing in universe.
Yeah. So you could have checked the buffer and resent it. Maybe you sent it to the wrong spot. Either way, you gather it up and send it back down.
I like wipe my brow because that required a lot of work from me.
Anything
And
else?
This is Ensign Moore. Just wanted to report that the items requested by Lieutenant Commander Thrall. No, wait. The talk. We made it to the surface. Over.
Caval? Lieutenant Commander Caval? Man, the ensign's...
I said his last name, Thok. But yeah.
Well, Ensign Moore, he probably would have schooled you on proper Andorian language. You would address him as Caval.
I'm gonna get kicked out of this ship, I imagine.
A hyper plunger? I said a hyper spanner, you...
Oh, I'm sorry, Lieutenant Commander Caval. It's my like 307th day on the ship, so I'm kind of new.
In fact, I'll need that plunger back because there's an issue.
In fact, I just blew up the cruise quarters. I'm gonna need that back.
You know
That's
how
good.
pirate ships have a poop deck? Well, so do we now.
Redirecting focus back at the issue at hand, the task at hand.
Yes.
Is it still possible? Do we have enough light? Well, I'm are there lights? Surely there's portable lights.
There are portable lights, yes, if that's something you would
Okay.
like, absolutely.
Yes. So set up portable lights, power source to run the portable lights, a generator, whatever the equivalent would be, and start excavating. Put the supports where necessary, and try to clear a suitable passage into this location.
Okay. Are you directing then the ground people then as everything starts to beam in? Is that what you're telling
Yes.
everybody? Kind of taking
Yes,
that.
I'm digging in as well. Love to get my hands dirty.
So Commander Tavek kind of looks at Lieutenant Grax and he says, we can certainly start the excavation. My team has been working all day. They do need to at least eat some food.
Then you go and eat some food. I'm concentrating on the task at hand. Thank you very much for your assistance.
No, I appreciate your help, Lieutenant Commander. And he kind of starts making his way back to the outpost itself. We're going to go to the bridge real quick, see what's going on there, and then we'll go back down to the surface.
We're still on the bridge.
So, well, we were in engineering first, so if there's
Okay.
anything anybody on the bridge would like to do.
think so. Unless we've gotten word from the ground team that they need anything in particular, I think we're still just kind of monitoring the Orion situation, making sure that they're not picking up too much space, and then we're making sure that that we're getting nice R&R. We care about our mental health, so.
Yeah, Kullat's gonna do some scans of the area to see if there's any Orion signatures looking like they're gonna intercept what the ground teams do.
Right.
Okay, so you're looking specifically at the planet or the space around it?
Looking around the area of the science away mission. Like, I'm losing the word for,
The outpost?
Marines. Basically, I'm looking at the outpost and kind of like the planet around that, like in case there's any ships coming or going or.
Okay. And you're looking at the planet itself, right? Not the actual space. Just making sure I'm getting you correctly.
The planet and the airspace above that area on the planet.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a... Let's do control and security. Captain Maricadi, ship's sensors and security, difficulty of 2. And let me make sure I have your settings right, because your audio looked like it was trailing a little bit there, Hades.
Well, you're on your own.
Yep, so low latency. Okay, you're good.
I like to use physics as a focus. Basically, I'm looking for anything that's non-natural movement.
Okay. So you're not seeing anything really in the immediate area. You're not seeing any threats both on the ground and for some reason nothing around space either. Turg, go ahead and give me a control and security, ship sensors and security, please.
Sure.
Give me that one more time.
So control and security, please.
Gotcha.
And ship, please. Sensors and security. And that'll be a difficulty of 1. Okay, momentum. What would you like to do with the momentum?
We can bank it.
Okay. So as Commander Kullat is doing his scans, Lieutenant Thrall, on your scans appears to be another ship that comes into orbit. And it's a Ferengi Marauder class vessel that just warps in.
Fucking Ferengi.
And
Son of a...
and it's basically parked right next to the Orion vessel.
Oh, they're collaborating, huh?
Captain Maricadi, look at these scans.
I'm seeing it, Thrall. Hail that vessel. Raise shields to maximum.
Okay, so
I'm just...
all right, hold on. Here.
Kick their ass!
I'm not taking no fucking chances with this Ferengi.
Red alert, and you're hailing them, correct?
I am hailing them, yes.
Okay, who you're gonna hail them directly?
Probably whoever's on communications. Is it Kullat or is it just?
It could be either or. Both have the ability to do so.
Either.
Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Thrall, control and communications difficulty 1.
What was the ship roll?
It's gonna be, let's see, communications and Conn, or communications and security. Dealer's choice.
All right, same thing. Yeah. I keep rolling 2, but I know we only do the 1 die.
3 momentum.
I'd say keep it banked. I put 3 in there. Like,
Okay. So you're at the max now.
we're
So you still have 3 to do with as you wish.
additional information. Maybe
Okay.
during our communication scan, we also are probing for some data involving their ship.
Certainly.
Statistics.
So as you guys are trying to hail this, you do see that the surprise, its registry brings it up, and it's registry 3453465, which pings as what's called the exploitation. And because of your momentum, you'll know that it is the same shuttle from your scenario, No Such Thing as a Free Lunch.
Oh, was that the station where they met the Klingon? We met the Klingon?
Yeah, so it's basically the same shuttle that the Ferengi, when he left, it was registered to this vessel.
Right.
You mean the guy who stole it in the first place?
Correct.
He's back for more.
Yes.
Hasn't learned his damn lesson.
So,
Did he answer the hail?
whoops. See if I can get this to show, because that's on the stream. You can see him on the stream. For some reason, it's just showing the other art, so I'll have to fix that in a second for you. But on the screen is none other than what you remember, and his ugly face but beautiful lobes. His name was Kolar Zell, and the second you see him on the screen, he's got a big grin. You can see his sharp Ferengi teeth, and he's sitting there in the center of his ship, and he says, "Oh, it's Captain now. You must have followed Rule of Acquisition 211.
Which is what?
I guess you'll have to use your command
Oh my
to
God.
figure it out. I'm sad I didn't get an invite to the party, Captain.
What are you doing here?
Oh, we're here to exploit a few things of profit."
This planet is under Starfleet jurisdiction, buddy. You can't be around this space.
He looks at you and he smiles again and he says, "We both know that's not true, Captain. And I see you've met the Orions. If I were you, I'd stay away from them."
What's your purpose here?
Same as you, I just said. To exploit a few things for some profit.
Well, we're not here to exploit.
Ah,
We don't want it for profit. We're here for the beauty of science, which is something you fail to understand.
Captain, do you remember how I thanked you at Narendra Station after you helped me?
How could I forget your ugly mug?
Well, you'd be wise to learn our rules, and more specifically, Rule of Acquisition 299. After you've exploited somebody, it never hurts to thank them. That way it's easier to exploit them next time. And the screen cuts out.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Monitor that vessel. We don't want any extra influence on that planet we have already. We need to radio the away team, let them know the situation on the ground. And finally, what's his name? Vogt. Make sure our weapon systems are primed and ready. I don't want to use them unless we have to. But I don't trust this.
Let's see. Kullat, you do see and register a small shuttlecraft leaving the Ferengi ship and heading to the surface.
Do I see where on the surface they're headed?
As far as you can tell, it seems to be the same direction as the outpost.
Captain, I am picking up a shuttle leaving the Ferengi vessel. It appears to be headed to our outpost on the surface.
Make sure the away team is aware of the situation. Get some security detail on standby to beam down, just in case. We don't know how many is on that vessel. Can we get a scan? of the shuttle itself?
Yeah, if you want to scan the whole shuttle, certainly.
I just want to see who's on it.
So reason and security difficulty 2.
Reason and security.
For the ship, it's going to be sensors and security.
Okay.
Just 1 dice, please. So you're not sure, but you do know, Commander, that standard Starfleet registries does say that these Marauder-class ships can easily hold up to 450 souls.
My fucking...
I think we were scanning the shuttle, right? Or were
We
we,
were,
scanning?
but we
Oh.
didn't. But we didn't make it. And he was just saying that
The shuttlecraft or the Marauder?
The shuttlecraft. That's what we wanted.
Oh,
to do.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you just know the little shuttlecraft, it can hold about 5 individuals if they want.
Gotcha.
Look like a smaller horseshoe crab.
Yes. Yes, it does. Anything else?
Vogt, you're the commander of security. What's your... Please advise.
Am I playing Vogt this time?
I think
You
so.
always are
Vogt.
playing Vogt.
Yeah, I think who else is Vogt?
I played Vogt a few times, but Sev, you got this, bro.
All right. Well, we're keeping them on all of our scans. We'll make sure to let you know if anything changes about the situation. Are you looking for further security down with the away team?
Well, that's why I'm referring to you, Vogt, with regard to the Ferengi reinforcing the Orion team. Well, what's the security risk for our team on the ground?
What kind of question for the Admiral? Do I know what kind of support they could provide as far as what the Ferengi Marauder has?
The actual ship itself?
Yeah, both ship and what it would be capable of, like if it's going to be carrying any sort of ground-based team that we should be aware of.
Go ahead. So you just go ahead and give me a... Let's do either... Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Either control or reason, and that's going to be security, and it's just going to be a difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Oh!
So, based on your knowledge, just as a security officer, as you know, you I'm sure have researched other ships in the Alpha Quadrant, especially Ferengi. You would know that they could pretty much hold any type of equipment that your ship, the Surprise, could as well. So, honestly, the world's a bar of latinum for a Ferengi here in terms of what could be on that ship.
Yeah. We may want to play it safe until our reinforcements arrive. We don't know what they're carrying on them.
Very well. Thank you, Commander Vogt. Let's make sure our away team is well abreast of the situation, and let's make sure that our systems are remaining operational. Until then, we're going to hold for our reinforcements. We're staying in red alert.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we'll go back down to the swamp. And all of those items have appeared. Tavek is out of the area for the time being because, well, he went back to get some dinner. And real quick here, they are. So all of your equipment, Lieutenant Commander Caval has beamed in, basically kind of about 10, 15 feet into the open area of your dig site there.
Yeah, we've already covered that, Admiral. I'd already set up lights, power supply, generator, and started excavating.
Okay.
Equipment on hand.
So as you guys...
I don't stop. I keep working.
You keep working. Okay. So first thing then from you, I'm going to need... Let's see. What we have here? Okay. Let's start with some... If you're using your equipment, it's going to be a control and engineering. If you're using your hands, it's going to be fitness and engineering. And you're going to have to do several roles as we progress throughout the next scene or so.
Gotcha.
So however you would like to start us off, you do the roles, sir.
Yeah, we got control and engineering. I'm using the equipment on hand. Perform the tasks as described. I'm taking a look at talents. What is going to read task? Reroll. Doesn't really apply. Miracle worker. No. Transfer to computers. Proper tools are key. Well, now I'm actually using the tools. So I'm going to use the focus. Proper tools are key. So I'm going to use them for the purpose for which they were devised.
Okay.
And roll.
And that's going to be difficulty of 2. So, all right. You got 2 momentum, and your best bet is to use them in some form, because you can't bank anything else.
Okay, well, can I facilitate the next roll in any way? Can I assist the next roll?
Yeah, you could do it in a couple ways. Basically, we can look at it as what's called creating an advantage. Let's see. So you can put it towards that, which basically creates some sort of favorable circumstances that benefits you, your side, what's going on, that kind of thing.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay. Are you wanting to just clear more rocks? Are you wanting to make it easier?
He's properly indexing these archaeological finds.
Exactly what Kullat said. Let's see. Obviously, as earlier described, I'm attempting to identify and circumvent any potential cave-in weak points, shore them up as necessary, not do any damage, as Kullat just mentioned, to anything of cultural value. But the primary focus is to open up this egress.
Okay. Let me make a few notes here real quick. And then...
Wait, we're going in the out?
He has started the dig, yes.
Yeah, but he said we're going in the egress.
Well, you're going into what they think is the bunker. Or the entrance towards the bunker. Okay. Alright. And you're doing that. What is everybody else doing?
Supervising.
I'm still running routine checks in the area to make sure.
What a
no Orions come
lieutenant!
through.
Yeah, Taria's also scanning the area while karate chopping it, like she's ready for a scramble.
Oh, she's warming up.
Ingress. I'm
There we
clearing the
go.
Ingress.
I wasn't gonna push it any further.
Filer, what are you doing?
I'm maintaining communications with the bridge.
Perfect. All right, so Morox, reason and security difficulty 2. Taria, in between your karate chops, are you using your tricorder or are you using your innate
using those
Andorian
hyper-focused
ability? What's that?
Andorian abilities.
All right. So yours will be, what was it again?
Daring and security.
Yes, please. Difficulty 3.
Aha!
Aha! Okay. And Morox?
Oh, sorry. Which one? Button security.
Reason and security, please. Difficulty 2.
Thank you. Ta-da!
Okay. Taria, on your right, and let me set this up real quick. Okay. On your right, and it really doesn't even require your special innate Andorian abilities to hear this, but you do hear this, and where'd it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, there it is. So you hear that shuttle, and not too long after you hear that, trudging through the swamp are 4 Ferengi, making their direction basically right at you.
Team, I have some contacts headed this way. They're short and look very greedy.
Hello and welcome.
And the Ferengi all like just walk past Taria, don't even act like she's there, and they continue. And I'll get back to you in a second, Grax. Morox, where's your roll?
What do you mean they walked through? I was mid karate chop.
They walked around. They saw your abilities and knew a safe distance in which to not be near said chop. Your tricorder is telling you sense 3 Orions not too far in the distance. And basically, once you see that, you do look up in that direction, and you see 3 Orions making their direction towards camp as well.
Uh-oh.
We're getting pincered here. There's Orions on the other side of us too. What do we do? What do we do? Why are we doing this?
Anybody?
Oh.
Did they say anything?
Well, I was just waiting to see if there was anything you guys were saying too. Other than what you said, Grax.
No, I was just waiting for any sort of response.
Okay. So, he actually, you can see, you'll recognize Kolarzel in the front of the group. And he looks up at you when you say something, but he completely ignores you and just goes straight in towards the Orions. And they don't even acknowledge anybody. They also do the same thing towards the Ferengi. So, as soon as that happens, and right in front of Filer and right in front of Grax, Kolarzel walks up and his fingers right in the face of Captain Tullum, and he says, "You are not welcome here, Orion. You should go back to your flea markets."
Oh.
And the Orion looks at him, says, "You filthy creature. Get out of the way. You have no right to this area."
Now, why don't we all just work together here?
And all 7 of them turn and look at you. And Kolar walks up, and he looks at you, and he says, "I thought you were a lieutenant junior grade. Whose ass did you kiss?"
Well, all of the right ones, apparently.
Clearly the captain's just giving out rank along with himself.
Now, you you'll show respect to the captain, and we can all work together here. There's no need to do this fighting. What's going on between you two?
And,
And
the
I'm
Orions...
going to, like,
Sorry, go ahead.
What sort of emotions am I picking up between the two that we're arguing?
So the emotion you're picking up from Kullat towards the Orions, basically is hate. He can't stand what's standing in front of him. There's no love lost there. And Captain Tullum, he's just calm and seems more annoyed that the Ferengi are here than anything.
Okay.
Let me see. Forlath, I sent you a message. And Kullat looks at you and work together? If by work together you mean not with the Orions, I'm with you, Starfleet.
Why are you even here?
Who invited you?
No. You don't have to be a captain to know the answer to that. There's all sorts of treasures here. I was watching once you guys dropped that probe on the planet. I knew there was something more here to be had. I knew there was profit to be made. So I waited. And then sure enough, your Starfleet crew showed up. And then the Orions, and then I knew there was some profit to be made off of all of these artifacts here on this planet. And then I just started with that idol that caused me all those issues.
And Captain Tullum, you haven't explained why you're here. Is it the same reason?
He walks up and looks at the Ferengi and looks back at you and he says, that's correct, Lieutenant. I am simply here for artifacts, and you have no jurisdiction.
Well, why don't we all work together, see what we can discover down there, and you can split the profit however you like. We're here for scientific achievement.
And the Captain Tullum kind of steps back and turns around to start talking to his people. And you kind of notice at this point, the thunder starts to get a little louder as you guys are all doing your work and doing your arguing. And when Captain Tullum kind of turns his back, Kullat steps up on the rocks and, in a friendly manner, kind of grabs your arm, Grax, in an attempt to pull you away from everybody, and kind of go over here and have their own private chat. Okay, and I'll get right back to you in a second, Grax. So Kaval, with some more of the work that you're doing, you seem to make quite a bit of headway, but you are starting to find that you're going to need some assistance here, not only in terms of being able to start shoring up some walls, but moving rocks as well.
So you're saying there's no opportunity or no opportunity of me doing this surreptitiously without notice of the individuals outside?
You're moving some pretty hefty blocks. So if you're trying to be secretive about it and just move smaller blocks...
No, not in that sense. That if I actually make a breakthrough, not immediately calling attention to it.
No, right now you're still moving quite a bit of rubble, and you're not seeing any sort of entrance that might give itself away, or that others might notice. Like all of a sudden, water start rushing in, or rubble start to crumble in.
Who's closest to me?
Right now, the two Orions and Moroks.
So there's no Starfleet or personnel nearby.
No, so Tavek's team was eating while this had happened.
You know, they are the biggest waste of space, that group of scientists, that I have ever had the misfortune to encounter in my long, illustrious Starfleet career. If they're not eating, they're sleeping, or they're going for walks. They always want to go and have meetings. They never actually wanted to come out here and do any excavating at all. I'm beginning to suspect that they were trying to extend the length of their stay just to continue to receive some sort of Starfleet stipend to continue to write papers and birdwatch and listen to the damn trees.
And once you get done on was your tirade out loud?
And those meetings could have been emails anyway. Let's be honest.
Yes, that was out loud.
So, while you were moving rubble, you hadn't heard your communicator chirp. And Commander Tavek was on the other end. And he says, Lieutenant Commander Kaval, you seem to be angry. Our proximity alerts had gone off, and Lieutenant Grax was not answering his communicator. Can you update me on what's going on over there?
7 Ferengi just showed up. We need assistance. We need manpower. Get your asses over here.
Understood, Kaval. And the chirp goes out. And
I look at Morax. Help me shift some of this. Don't talk. Just help me move some of this.
What do you mean don't talk?
Just
That's kind of rude.
Just.
I'll help you. What did I do?
Yeah, I don't like that guy's voice either.
What, control and engineering, maybe?
For you, what are you helping with?
I don't know.
She's
Kaval, what
moving
am I...
rubble. That's it. Just
moving rubble. So same thing. Reason, control and engineering, or control and security.
Yeah, insecurity. That's about right.
Yeah.
So you're not understanding how the grab unit works, but
it's a shovel. Can you use a shovel?
You are
He's
not
trying
making.
his best.
She, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. Aw.
Filer, Taria, what are you guys doing?
I've been inching in over towards Kaval to provide security for him while he digs.
Okay. And Filer?
Well, since I was talking to the bridge while all this stuff was going on with the Ferengi, maybe I relayed that information back.
Okay. And we'll get to the bridge in a second. As Kolar pulls you up and aside, in the corner of your eye, Grax, you do see the majority of the Science Outpost team kind of hustling in their direction. And Kolar kind of leans in and he's real quiet. He's like, "Nah, Lieutenant. I think we could come to something reasonable here, don't you?"
Yes, of course.
Perhaps we make a deal. What do you have to offer? And I can help you rid yourself of these green beasts.
Well, what do you mean by rid them?
And he just kind of holds his hand. They won't bother us anymore.
We're not here to propagate violence, Kolar.
We're
We
here for profit.
exactly, and we don't know what we can offer because we don't know what's in those ruins yet.
Well, what do you have on hand that might entice the deal, Lieutenant?
Oh, I don't have anything. I think you need to talk to the captain if you want some sort of deal made. I don't think he's going to go for that either.
It's a shame. Shame you, Starfleet, are all the same. So
No,
much
I'm sure
profit could be
there's-
made. So much deals could be had.
There's probably some sort of precious metal that we could find down in there, some sort of old relics that maybe we could offer you for assistance in keeping the Orions busy. But we, again, we're not looking for violence here, Kolar.
And at that point, the rest of the crew show up, and he kind of turns, and he's obviously annoyed that the others are here. Get them away. Get them away.
Commander Tevek?
Lieutenant.
What are you doing out here?
I was
I thought
called.
your team was taking a break for now.
Are you nervous, Lieutenant? Your Lieutenant Commander just called me and said the situation might not be in your grasp, a little out of control.
Well, it seems that we have some visitors here that are looking to be involved in our expedition.
And have we made any deals with them?
We have not solidified any deal yet. We're just discussing things currently.
Well, need I remind you that we... And he pauses because Kolar is there. Says, this is a discussion better held when our friends are not in the area. Grax, give me a reason and command difficulty 3.
Okay.
Okay. So you kind of sense that Polar Zell is willing to make a deal, but he needs something on the table to do it. And
Yeah. So I would just turn to Kolar and say, maybe you should go back to your ship, Kolar, and speak with the captain.
he hears the thunder in the distance, and he says, "You know, for a Betazoid, you made a good suggestion. Maybe that's why you became lieutenant."
Oh, that's a compliment.
He kind of turns and walks to his guys, and you kind of see them walk off. And as they start to walk off, Tullum kind of is still standing there, and he looks to everybody else and, "Be wise of all of you not to make any deals with the Ferengi."
And why is that?
I think you know as well as I do that they are not to be trusted.
And should we trust you?
No one said you needed to trust me. I'm just here for artifacts.
Mm-hmm. And in this entire planet, you want to look here. Why is that?
I think we both know there's something more to be found than just some little idol that manipulates the area around itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, are you up for the task of working with us?
And he sits there and it looks like he's thinking for a minute. If it means the Ferengi don't get their hands on anything, I'd be willing to make that deal with you.
Very well. I'm up for that deal as well. You may want to speak with the captain.
Are you in charge?
Down here I am, yes.
I have no need to speak to the captain then. You're calling the shots. That's your problem. We'll return.
Yes, you're correct.
And he turns and kind of... They head off into the swamp, unsure as to where they might be heading or what they might be doing.
Did they have any sort of... We didn't find any sort of station or something that they have down here, did we?
No.
Okay.
You haven't found anything like that. What's everybody doing? Kaval, you make a lot more progress. You're starting to notice that a lot of the heavier rubble is clearing away, making a way. So, based on your engineering expertise, it's likely that you're not far from what might be either the ground or anything below.
Who's still here at this point?
Everybody's still here. Like, in terms of Orions...
And the Orions.
They've both gone opposite directions into the swamp. You haven't seen them... Like, they're not within eyesight anymore. But the majority of the team is here. The only one that isn't here is Dr. McCall. And,
Because he's stuffing his face, I bet!
ooh, and Edwards, Ensign Edwards.
Right, then I shout over my shoulder, "Give us a hand! We're almost through!" Start handing out rubble.
Okay. And Tavek and Targinch walk by. Tavek doesn't say anything to Grax at the moment. He continues on to kind of see what's going on over here. And as Targinch makes his way to the swamp, he looks at you, looks down at your nice, semi-clean Starfleet boots. Afraid to get your boots dirty, aren't you, Lieutenant?
Not afraid, no.
Yeah.
But there's just no reason for me to do it right now.
Yeah, you don't want to get your boots brown, but you have no problem getting your nose brown. He keeps walking that direction.
And is the Tillerite helping?
He is actually providing some extra security. Tavek is here to help. The other two over here, they seem to be whipping out like stuff, whipping out stuff that to document and scribe basically. And the other two, the Andorian and another doctor here, that should be a second Andorian. They're both ready to work in however they can assist.
Okay.
How far out is the storm?
If you're scanning that, give me a reason and science, please. Difficulty of 2.
Well, just before I roll, though, didn't we actually have a pre-established time frame before it came in?
You did. Based on the last checks that were done, it was about 12 to 14 hours away.
And how long has passed?
We're
since
about
then?
4, maybe 5. The sun is starting to set at this point. There's been some time that's gone on, with the extra security checks, what's gone on in space on the bridge, and with the movement and the work that Kaval has been doing.
And is it our assumption at this time, though, that the protection we're getting from those hollow emitters will protect this site from the storm? Do we have to worry at all about the storm affecting the dig site?
So, according to Commander Tavek, he had let you know that these emitters should protect us.
Okay.
But they also, they still have their limit based on the strength of the storm.
Oh. Well, then I'm going to do a security check with Taria on the emitters, just to make sure they're not being
Overworked?
tampered with.
Okay, reason and engineering. Difficulty of 2.
I guess I'm thinking of this more from, like, she doesn't have the technical expertise, she's going and checking the area to see if there's someone at the emitters or like has been in the area.
The
So,
closest
like, more
one
from a
to you,
security-
the closest one to you is either off in the east or off in the west. So whichever one you would like to go to.
Go to the east one.
Okay.
So I'm thinking more from if my forensic science would apply as a focus, I'm checking more if someone's been in the area that isn't. of
You
our
noted
group.
as you were walking. I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll. Do your roll.
Well, what would that be? More of a daring and security or control security?
So for just using your eyes, it'll be a control and security. Okay. As you start to walk east, you'd noticed, all of the footsteps of the Ferengi as they had walked in and seemingly where they had come from. But you do notice that they eventually cease.
And that was before getting back to the hollow emitter here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of about halfway through.
Cabby.
Anybody else doing anything?
Continue with the dig.
Okay. Lieutenant Commander, give me a one of your rolls, please. Either or.
Am I helping?
Yeah, and so are Kathee and Kalis.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay.
Oh my.
So what is that? Control and engineering?
Maybe you could just stand back and just hold tools for the rest of us.
Oops.
You're like my dad yelling at me when I'm in the light trying to work on a car. Jesus.
Okay. Let's see. So, with the combined effort from the team, you're starting to move some more heavy blocks. And at this point, as Morox steps in, the last one kind of requires the majority of you all to move this together. Everything underneath seems pretty much to be rubble at this point. And as you start to move that away, Morox loses her footing and she falls down underneath the grav unit that is holding up this large boulder. And as that happens, basically where all that stuff was, what's remaining, the rock and everything else, seems to just cave down in what could be a void, what could be an underground lair for, Ferengi kings. It could be anything. She goes down and so does the rubble, and the remaining film of water starts to drain down.
Do we hear her hit bottom?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of see her just... It almost looks like it's steps, but she just goes down with the rocks, what's left of the rocks.
More rocks! More rocks!
So, Morox, before I switch scenes, you can hear that, but you're kind of dazed and confused, and it's pretty far down the steps or the slide that you've experienced. You can hear them, but they're kind of soft.
My head.
Grab a light. Can we refocus the lights down this passageway, down the staircase?
Absolutely. Morox, roll me one challenge dice, please. All right, so you actually don't take any damage, so you're lucky.
Hell yeah.
You're focusing your light, Commander? Lieutenant Commander?
Yes.
Okay. You kind of focus the light down the steps, and what you see is actually steps. Sorry, so I really never defined that, actually. You see steps. There's lots of rubble. There seems to be quite a bit of mud, moss, and it goes down quite a bit. Your light does reach down towards Morox, and you see her down there, and she's kind of sitting there, a little dazed and confused, but she seems like she's okay, but her pride might be more injured than anything.
What pride?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Just hold on, Morox, we're coming.
Okay.
Commander Tavek runs in. Yeah, Commander Tavek also joins you. Like you've already broke through. Is she okay?
She appears to be. We won't know for sure until we get closer.
Let us use caution then. And he.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Then he raises up his futuristic wrist flashlight and is behind you as you all start to, well, at least you two, three, start to walk down the steps. Everybody else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess I would hear all the commotion and come over there, carefully stepping on rocks as I go.
Okay. Filer, Taria?
I'd be making my way back to the dig.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
Okay. So once we activate this scene, here, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna activate this,
Uh-oh.
and you all should have your normal tokens. I didn't put your other ones in, but we can put those in here in a minute. So you get to the bottom of the steps here, and you see Borox kind of rubbing her bum. The inside, at least at this point where you've made it to, it seems to be almost like a landing before another set of stairs go down. And the area from which you see isn't as large as you kind of imagine it. You do hear a bit of a low hum, and you guys get a bit of like a feeling of, you know, electricity in the atmosphere, that kind of thing. The whole room is dark, except for at the bottom of the stairs, you do see kind of like a very faint light blue line or light. It almost looks solid, but it wavers in how it looks. So kind of, you know, maybe it's the dust that just came down that allows you to see it. Maybe it always looks that way. And that's actually where we're going to end for the evening. And pause here.
I don't know why I get to do it again for an extra month. But I get to do it again. It just prompted me.
Yes, so that is where we will end for the evening, since it's 9 o'clock. And
cool.
Likely next episode you guys will finish. Oh, thanks, Fallard. Welcome. So we'll start with the tabletop around the round tabletop, and Captain Maricadi, Ensign Morox. What's going through everybody's mind currently?
Captain Maricadi is a little paranoid about the vessels inbound, the Orion vessel, the Ferengi vessel. Who knows? There could be more vessels en route besides the Orion that we're already aware of. So there's a lot on my mind as far as making sure that the away team stays safe, and, well, we're not really supposed to be here anyway, so that also is weighing on him. Now, Morox, well, I mean, she's okay after that fall, but she's a little shaken up. She has been getting a lot of shit, a lot of grief on the away team, I'll say. Doesn't feel too strongly about it either direction, but is just trying her best to impress and do her job. So we'll see how she recovers in the next episode as far as getting out of that cave or tomb, if you will. And that's it.
Commander Kullat, and is it Lieutenant Taria?
Yeah, Kullat is up there in orbit. He's just trying to keep an eye on everything in orbit, all the ships, making sure no one's trying to pull a fast one or, charge up their lasers. And on the surface, Taria, she's a little bit annoyed by these Ferengi that just walk past her like she wasn't doing site security. And she's intrigued now that the bunker's open and wants to go see what it's all about.
Let's see. Lieutenant Commander Tack Thrall and our friendly, high-pitched gentleman Filer. Your thoughts?
Right, so obviously the tensions are high here at this planet. I'm worried for my friends on the surface. Something doesn't feel quite right about this entire situation.
And as for me, this is my first time on an excavation run. It's pretty fun. Everything is really cool looking, and all of my superiors are really nice. It's a good time.
Yeah, Filer. What a guy, guys. What a guy. Lieutenant Commander Caval played himself.
Caval is very much aware of the potential danger here, the potential the risks of having both the Orions and the Ferengi interested in this dig. Kudos to the good doctor. Sorry, Doctor. Lieutenant Grax. Lieutenant Grax, for playing one side off the other, and actually using his negotiation skills to prevent an all-out firefight in the true Federation fashion. Very impressed by that. At this point, though, the only thing that the primary goal that Caval has is keep punching through and seeing what's on the other side. He's convinced at this point that the science team assigned to this dig are using delaying tactics for whatever reason. He doesn't know why. He cannot begin to fathom why that would be, but he thinks there might actually be something to that. And intends to book no nonsense.
I will get to the bottom of this.
Exactly.
Lieutenant Grax! His first away mission and some successful debate and choice of words. What's going through your mind?
Grax is trying to not stress about the situation with all the tensions running high between the Orions and the Ferengi, and just gonna do his best to put on a good mission here and make a good impression on the captain.
Oh, there we go. Back to that again.
Wow, I think it's like
Lieutenant Suckass.
Yeah, he doesn't mind getting the brown on his nose, but not his boots, right? And that's where we'll end the stream for the evening. We'll have to figure out a date in which to finish this scenario. So keep posted. We'll post that up in the announcements just to let you guys know. I know Tex, you've kind of been following along for a while, and so have you, Valard. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us as we search the stars for strange new life and new civilizations. So we'll keep you posted on when the next stream is. I think that's all. I don't think we have anything on the calendar right now, just due to summertime getting started and events, things like that. So hang tight. We'll let you guys know. Thank you for joining. Live long and prosper, everybody. Let's see. Where's my screen?